The French Senate, which is the upper house of the French Parliament, rejected last week the government's proposed fiscal trajectory because the communists and the right-wing UMP rejected it. The communists argued that this was too much influenced by austerity measures, especially the ratification of the European Pact for Fiscal Discipline. And the UMP on the right thought that the objective was good, austerity, but that the means to reach this objective were bad. In the end, the government, which we thought would have the majority of the Senate, does not have it, and so the budget still needs to be negotiated. Another thing that happened last week in France is the publication of the Gallois Report, which contains several measures, and one of them is to adopt an increase in VAT, which would be compensated by a reduction of taxation on companies. Companies will be given tax credits. This is supposed to bring more competitiveness to French industries. The left does not agree with that, the extreme left, because for a very simple reason. This measure was rejected by the left during the presidential campaign, because this measure was nearly the measure that Nicolas Sarkozy offered. He called it social VAT, and the idea was that at the time that social contributions that companies have to pay on labor had to be reduced, and to compensate for that would need to increase VAT. So this increase in VAT would be social. At the time, the left rejected that, and Francois Hollande campaigned against it, but now his government decides to, have the same measure. So people don't understand. Voters don't understand. After the austerity measures that the government decided, like tax increases, this is a new tax increase that will penalize especially poor people, because it's the VAT. So people are frankly wondering where the government stands, especially after all the electoral pledges during the presidential campaign. In any case, this measure is not good. VAT is a tax, and to increase a tax is never a very good solution. This country needs to reduce its public spending to make its administration more efficient. It needs to make its labor law less complex, more flexible. It needs to make its tax law less complicated, more legible. And the trick of increasing taxes, of increasing VAT on the one hand and reduce taxation on companies on the other hand, really boils down to, rob Peter to pay Paul. It's not a good policy. The only relevant policy is to, and Germany actually is very worried about this, is to finally, after years of uncontrolled public spending, do something about it and attack the real problem.